Alright guys, how's it going? So I've been working on this a little bit. We already had the titanium set up. I went ahead and gave it a active provider silo, and we have the aluminum one here now set up. I don't have the sodium hydroxide sent over here. We're not making a lot of it. I just brought over what we did have and have it automated going in there. I'll figure out something for that later on. Just to go over, we have ore processing 2 to get our processed aluminum, which then goes into powder mixers, which mixes the refined processed aluminum and sodium hydroxide, and then the aluminum hydroxide comes out, goes in blast furnace to make alumina. Then that goes in this blast furnace for ingots, induction furnace for molten, and then 3 casting machines for the plates. And now I'm going to work on lead, and I was looking in here at lead, and we can do lead ore to processed lead, and then we can do processed lead into pellets, or we can do processed lead and oxygen into lead oxide and sulfur dioxide. This is the one we were doing before. If we want to go to the lead pellets, then we're going to have to give it limestone, coke, and oxygen, which is going to give us an anode and our sulfur dioxide gas. The problem, though, is we have to give it hexafluorous lactic acid to break down the lead anode to give us lead ingot and slag. And this, as you can probably tell, is going to take hydrofluoric acid, which we don't have a lot of right now. So I'm going to go ahead and set it up the old way with just processed lead and oxygen to make lead oxide and sulfur dioxide. So we're going to need 2 of these setups basically. I grabbed a bunch of these from the other side, and that's the tin one. So we're also going to need this setup as well. Which is lead and tin going into a induction smelter to make our soldering alloy. So I'm basically going to reverse these 2, and I'll have this one over here, but actually I need to take this out because I put it in the wrong spot, because we want it down here even with these. So I'm going to go ahead and set both of these up, and I'll be right back with you when I get that done. Alright, so I got the lead set up. I decided with this one to block it up to about that much. I may end up blocking it up a little bit more because, well, I don't really need that much lead plate. Although technically there's going to be a lot more that's going to need it. Let's go ahead and look up tin now. See if anything has changed with it. So process it again. We can now do tin pellets. That's going to take carbon. And yeah, that's it. Okay, so let's do some math here. So 8 pellets is going to make 24 ingots. That's 3 of this recipe. So if we go back, we're going to need 6 times of this recipe So 6 times 3, 18. So we're going to need 18 of those, which would be 9 of this recipe. So 9 times 4 is 36. So if I did my math right, we're going to be putting in 36 tin to get out 24 ingots. Where if we do it this way, it's going to be 8 of them for 24, and 8 would be, yeah, wouldn't that be 24? Did I do my math wrong? Because that seems worse. That does not seem right. Because 4 times 8 would be 32. 3 to 4. I may have messed that up. Or 8 to 24. This would be 3. So 3 of this recipe would be 9. 9 times 4 would be 36. So what is the 3 to 4? We need 8 to make 24. So we need 8 of these, which would be 2 of these, which would be 6. So yeah, this is better. I thought I did my math wrong. Alright, so we're going to need the ore processor and then a pellet press. Ore processor is going to be, let's see, this is 2 and that is 2. So they're exactly the same speed. Alright, so we need to make now pellet press, we only have a tier 1. So for right now we'll do 2 of them. And I kind of need to work backwards here. So blast furnace there. And then let's go ahead and get the induction furnace there. So the blast furnace is going to be, we need it sucked in as tight as we can here. So right there. Because we're going to have the induction furnace right there. Then we can have 2 of these on each of those. Power pole right in the middle. And this is going to be in from pellets. And then we're going to have the pellet press. Which is going to go like that. That's going to be the tin. That should be fast enough. And then we should be able to do that. And that's going to be the tin. Alright, so that should work. Now I just got to get the tin down here. which we're just going to run right across the top of that. Now I will probably change this a little bit, because the reason why I did this in this direction is because we need the tin for other things. Now this needs to go to molten solder. We can do tin and zinc instead of lead. I think we're just going to leave it lead for now. And now our only thing is we need to get this down here. And we just need to get that into there. There we go. That'll take care of that. And then run our normal line down through here. And I may actually upgrade this if it goes fast enough, because we need a lot of soldering alloy. Let's see here. If I remember correctly, we were doing, yeah, solder coils. So molten solder and water, or we can do molten solder and coolant. Use coolant, we can put through a filter, or we can do it with water and it'll give us steam. Coolant is going to be 1.3, where here it's 4. So it's going to be way faster if we use coolant. Coolant is water and base mineral oil. Alright, we have tons of that, and it looks like we don't lose any. And they both use strand casting machines. Oh, and that's a strand casting 2. Okay. Well, for right now, let's go ahead and get 2 of these made. And let's see. Put that down and we do this. Alright, so the coolant will come in there, out there, and that'll go in there. Alright. And if we did the coolant, we would get 300 degree out, and we'd put that in with water, and we get 25 out with steam that we could then use to make power, basically, is what we do with it. We just put it into a turbine. Or we could put it back into another cooling tower and cool the steam off. That's an idea. Because then we could cool the steam down and make more purified water. Alright, so let's see here. So the coolant is made in a chemical plant with water and base mineral oil. And don't we have those containers? Like a bottling plant thing. We can use empty barrels. Alright, so we can just barrel them up in a barreling pump. Okay, that won't be bad. Alright, give me a minute, I'm gonna go get this set up. Alright, so I think I got this set up here now. Pretty easy. Just put a Chem Plant 3 in here. And a bottling pump. And there's us 8 filled ones. I'm just going to do this manually because not really much reason to do it any other way. Since this is going to be a closed loop, it'll be just fine doing it this way. Alright, so grab our strand casters, which we're going to put on this side because of that. There we go. And then we want that to be this recipe. So now we need those, and we need this. So we're just gonna do this for the moment, and it should be that. We're gonna put half of them in there. Alright, so that emptied them. So we now have that in there. So we can now take this one out. And we can put it into this one now. Oh, hey, put the barrels in it. There we go. Now it's done its thing. So we can get that out of there. So now for our coolant, our used coolant, that is, we need water in a cooling tower with it, and then we're going to get steam. So let's get, it's going to put out the used coolant into there. Which we'll just send down here. And if we do this for use coolant and water. Okay, so what's the temperature of this? Use coolant 50. So we need this one. Alright, so use coolant water, and then that should put out the other there. Move this into place. So use coolant. That says 300. That's not the right one. Or yeah, that's not the right one. That one? No. There we go. Okay. So it's got to be recipe 3. And now we need to get our water over here. Which we have right here. Alright, so we need to bring this over this. Most of this is going to leave anyway, so it's not an issue. I don't know that I'm going to get past those. Oh yeah, I can. There we go. Put that up. That one up. And into there. Now once we give it some power, and then we can do this for purified water, and then we need this, which is going to go back up and into each of these. Alright, let's see how this works. Is that going to have enough in there to run? Doesn't look like it. We might have to go get a few more barrels to inject in here. Because neither one of them have any coolant in there yet. And we didn't get any out. How much does it take for this to run? It takes 200. So there's enough in there. Use coolant. Wait a minute, why does that say use coolant? Oh, do I have to cool this down 3 times? Crap. I bet I gotta cool this down 3 times. Now that I think about that. So then we're gonna have to do... How do I want to do this? Like this. And that would go there. And we're going to do this for the moment to fix up my screw up here. So that'll get all that in there. So all of this should be empty. Alright, so that's at 0 now. I'm still not sure how we have 199. There should be an even amount, so we've got one little bit here somewhere being a pain in the ass. But I'll go grab some more. Now that should run that once we get more of it in there. Alright, so give me a minute. I gotta go grab some steel. I'm gonna grab about 8 more barrels of coolant and we'll get this done. Alright, so we're back and we now have that coolant and more steam. So we gotta make more cooling towers. Although I'm wondering if I can just shove them into this one. Let's just do it this way, just in case. This damn thing's gonna be right in the way. Can't put that there. I'm gonna have to do it there. That'll go like that. I'll cool that off. And then we gotta do this again, which is not gonna be able to go right there. We're gonna actually have to bring that over one more. Which we can't do that either. Because the problem is if I run this up to any of those, I'm gonna have to bring it all the way up here. I guess I could use a straight pipe, but we'll do it this way. And then we can bring that over. And then down to there. And then we just need to connect there to there. And get the water in there. And there we go with that one. And then one last time, hook up the steam. And now this should be putting out. Really? How's there another one? What other cool one is there? Oh, we have to filter it too? Oh, holy shit. This is a lot of work. Alright, so coolant, use coolant, and that goes down to that. So then we need use coolant and ceramic filter, which gives a spent ceramic filter and the actual coolant. And then this can be ran through purified water to give us that, and we're making the purified water to do that. So we need an assembler to do that in. We need a filtration unit to do that in. Holy shit. That's a lot of work. Alright, so we basically just need to put... What the hell was that recipe? That. So it's just the coolant that goes in, so we can move this right on up. Tuck that bad boy right there. And there's our coolant. Now we need the filters. I think 4 might be enough. What is that? That's coal filter. Shit. We need the other filter. It has to be a coal filter? Seriously? No, that shows a ceramic filter. Oh, I don't have that one yet. I need coolant 2 for that. Oh, well, you dirty, rotten son of a no good sumbitch. Alright, so we gotta do coal filters. Son of a gun. Alright, well, we're holding on to them then. I need coal. Do I have a close by? That's oil sand. Do we have... That's oil sand. That's Progalina. Does not look like we have coal anywhere near here. Our closest coal is going to be up there, which we're using for making coke. So I'm going to have to bring that all the way down here and get it into this thing. Son of a gun. I thought I was done with the coal filters, but I guess not. This is making a huge mess. I'm going to have to change this at some point. Alright, so let me get that done and we'll finally get this done. Alright, our coal is finally making its way down here. I went ahead and put in the assembler, which I made way too many of these because I forgot how many I made at a time. Let's go ahead and get our coolant sent back up. Which we need to send over to there. And like that. And then that should get our coolant back in there once I hook that up. And then we just need to get the outputs taken care of, which I completely screwed up the way we've been doing this, and I may have to move these down anyways, because the way we've been doing this, I was planning on possibly putting a train through here. Now we got this in the way. And I can't use those, so I guess let's do these. I'll have them pick up back there and drop off here. That's going to be in the way for the moment. I guess I really don't need to do all that. I can just do this and then have each of those go in there like that. Alright, so that'll work. That is really slow, even with those stack inserters. And we don't have enough coolant, but that's because probably waiting on, oh, we're not waiting on any of those. I may have to get even more coolant in here, because each one of these is holding like 199, which is kind of annoying. So I might have to bring some more down here. But we definitely need to get this purified water out of here. The good thing is, we need purified water. So we're just going to run these across like that. And then I'm going to get that out of here. Probably this way, that way we can use it when we need it for the ceramic ones. And we should be able to send that up and connect it to our purified line that is running right here. So we can send it into there. And for some reason we're actually backing up on stuff again. Why are we backing up on stuff again? This has been running good for a long time. Oh, we're actually full of copper ore. That's a problem. It's a good problem to have, but it's a problem. And a problem that we're pretty much going to be taking care of really, really soon. Because we're going to be setting up and using that copper. So I'll deal with that later. I'm going to go ahead and go grab some more barrels of coolant to inject in here, hook up this water pipe out, and we'll be back to see if we can actually see this thing run. Alright, so I got that hooked up. I went and got 8 more barrels, and we're gonna set that right there, and we need that, 4 of them in there, and that should also connect to there. We can just send all 8 of them in through there. And it actually looks like we're going to need a little bit more to keep this thing running. Well, that's going okay. We're actually not getting... The coolant's actually staying in okay. It's just this that isn't keeping up with them. Oh, it's the output maybe? No, that pipe's not keeping up. Alright. Blast furnaces look like they're keeping up fine. So let's take our induction furnace and make it a level 3. Get it going just a little bit faster. There we go. Now it's looking good. Now it's actually the coolant that's not keeping up. Alright, so what's our problem down here? Those need to get out of there. Let's take these 10 out. That'll help that. We're not full on that, so where the hell did all the coolant go? We're not supposed to lose coolant in this. But we definitely look like we are. Let's look real quick. So 40 to 40. 200. Ah, we do lose some there. Okay. So in the filter process, we lose some. Here's 200 to 200. But we do lose it in the filtration. Alright, well, that part sucks. Alright, so we're either going to have to run a line down here and we'll have to do like a top-up thing. I think what I'll probably do, since we already have the barreling pump here, is instead of running a line, we'll just have this inject into the system. But what we'll do is we'll back this up one and we'll put a top-up valve in there so it can only inject into the system if this is below 80. So if it's below 80%, then it'll inject in, otherwise it won't. And I think that's what we'll do right there, and then that'll keep us with coolant. So I'll go ahead and do that. But we already seen the system run, so I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys off there. And I will see you next time. Sorry the videos are a little bit less every day, but we're getting into the more big setup things that I gotta do. So it's taking me a little bit longer to get things done. So we may end up going back to like 3 videos a week. I'll figure that out after we get this done. Have a good one.